because the lab would hold a metal crown up while they're applying porcelain to it with a pair of hemostats so they don't touch it and contaminate the porcelain. Our next instrument is a number 7 cement spatula. Now, in dental terminology, when we say cement, we don't mean the stuff that sidewalks are made out of. We mean adhesives that will literally glue a crown onto a prepped post. Cements are usually made of glass ionomers or either zinc oxides. At any rate, this is a stainless steel surface and nothing will stick to it. It is a spatula. It's used for mixing and placement. Most cements are comprised of a powder and a liquid. The powder and liquid are dispensed on a slab, a mixing slab, and the spatula is used in a spatula-like manner to mix it. The spatula is semi-flexible. And then again, this is something they cannot do without. They mix the cement and they use the spatula to put the cement inside the crown before they glue it on. Then again, this is very highly polished, very highly finished surgical stainless steel. Nothing will stick to it. I mean, it is slick. Then again, it's like mega nuclear Teflon. Okay, easy to clean. Everybody has them. You got some nice little minor perforations in the handle so you can grip the handle. Okay. This usually isn't used intraoral. This is used ancillary at chairside on the bracket tray or the cabinet where the assistant is mixing her materials. Now, we're going to deal with a couple of instruments, ladies and gentlemen, that are excavators and elevators as well, only on a much, much, much smaller scale. This is a double-ended instrument. It's the same on both sides. This is an excavator number 19, a 19, and a 19. Now, in review, Paul, can you see those instruments too? Should I put some contrast? Like that?
Yeah, we're good. No, we're good. You were good before.
Okay, so these are shaped like a small shovel. See them, Tom? They're actually concave. Okay. The doctor has probed your tooth surface with the probe and felt a slick spot in the enamel. Okay. Has felt a slick spot in the enamel, or a soft spot, or a spongy spot. What he does after he does that, he'll hit it with the handpiece and see how soft it is to remove the decayed osseous tissue or the cavity. To assist in doing this, he's already drilled the hole with the handpiece. To assist in removing the muck out of the hole or the decayed tissue, the decayed bone tissue, he literally uses this like a shovel in the hole to remove infected gum or either infected tooth material, the cavity. This excavates, it digs. You're digging out the cavity with this. Before the cavity can be filled or sealed, every bit of decay has to be out of it. It has to be clean and aseptic. Okay? This is a very common instrument as well. Very handy. No sharpening to it. When they wear out, it's time to retip them. Okay? You'll see the more precision instruments, the smaller tipped instruments, are hex shaped. Okay? That hex shape is to prevent the instrument from rolling on the bracket tray. The bigger instruments, the tips extend out from them, and the tips keep them from rolling. But your smaller, more precision instruments are going to have a hex handle. If you do want a rounded or a comfortable handle on them, you can order them with the rounded handles. You have the option to order them either which way. They come more commonly in a hex-shaped handle like this. Okay? Now, this is a periodontal excavator, or a MOLT number 9. When you see a name assigned to an instrument, FYI, it usually was a Dr. Molt that developed it. You'll see instruments with U of P 1819, which means it's a double-ended University of Pennsylvania instrument that somebody at University of Pennsylvania designed that caught on. A lot of people design their own instruments, and that's how they usually innovate instruments and come up with new instrumentarium. You will hear this referred to as a spoon excavator for obvious reasons, ladies and gentlemen. Let's turn it over, and you see the spoon. Okay. On the other end, you see another spoon shape. Okay. Since it is for periodontal use, and since it's symmetrically shaped, it has a slight angle coming out of it, this is used to retract the gingiva back before an extraction is done. They go the front part of the tooth, boom, under the gingiva, pull the gingiva back, turn it, pull the gingiva back. Back, same thing, interproximal, same thing. This pulls the gingiva back and allows the doctor to slip the extraction forceps under where the gingiva has been retracted. Okay? And see how it's about the same size as an adult tooth? If you can envision this width, it's about the same size as an anterior or most posteriors mesially. So you cover the whole side of the tooth with that and pop that gingiva back. And that allows him to get his forceps under there and extract the tooth. Okay? Most general dentists have this, although it is a periodontal specialty instrument. Specialized usually with periodontists only. But most general dentists are given this in dental school. Okay. Big aid for patient comfort. To get that gingiva away from that tooth surface, it's a lot easier to do the extraction.
Absolutely.
Okay. Over here, gentlemen, we have another pair of hemostats. See the size and the difference and the gold handles? The hemostats to your right and to my left, they have obvious serrated tips in them. Okay? Let's examine some differences here very, very, very quickly. Tom and ladies and gentlemen at home, can you see the color differences? Let me get them real stable here. Can you see the color differences in the serrations on the tips? Can you see them, Tom?
Definitely.
Okay. One hemostat is going to be more expensive than the other. Not just by the sheer virtue of the size of the hemostat, not that it's got pretty little gold finger holes on it. These serrations in the tip make all the difference. The blackness on these serrated tips are carbon steel.
Okay.
Which are much, much, much harder and much, much more refined. Okay? These are called mosquito hemostats. I believe the correct nomenclature for them is 503. You have 501, 502, and 503. These are 501 mosquito. Mosquito meaning any small blunt hemostat. Another very, you'll see them to different sizes in the doctor's office. A very major part of their instrumentarium. Okay?
All right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a basic instrument setup that we have reviewed with you today. Again, let me stress, J&J is a very good instrument. A very good instrument. You'll find cheaper instruments and you'll find more expensive instruments. But for the money, you'll not find a better instrument. Most of your cheaper instruments are manufactured in Pakistan and say so on it. These instruments are manufactured in the USA. Your best instruments are made in the USA or either Switzerland. Okay? Swiss steel, the whole gig. These are just as good as any Swiss instrument. Then again, they come in a nice professional looking protective case that you would be proud to walk into any dental office with, that will actually add good credence to you and the brand. Nice little presentation. To receive this, you want to call Chris or either email parts@dentalfixrx.com and ask for the J&J demo case. Chris can work out the cost with you and the cost of the finances and the whole 9 yards. With this case, gentlemen, you will receive a printed guide with an illustration of the instrument and the name next to the instrument. It's pretty self-explanatory. I would suggest you keep this video in your files so you can go back and review it. If you do have any questions about the tipping, nomenclature, or use of the instrument, please feel free to call me and I will elaborate.
Thank you, Harry. I really appreciate this.
Thank you,
I'm definitely going
Tom.
to get my set, and with my background in medical instrumentation from orthopedics, there's some new names here that I need to learn for sure, and I know that dentists like to call it by what they're called and not by another medical profession's name.
Yeah, you'll see different names. If you've noticed already, you'll see different names for the same thing between medical and dental.
Right.
Although curettes, pretty much you see curettes in medical use,
Mm-hmm.
in orthopedic use, because if they do an amputation, the stump has to be curetted.
Right.
Okay, it has to be smooth to allow the flesh to grow back to it. But you'll see a lot of the same names. Okay. Now, that being said, before closing, let me add this: your instruments are only as good as your maintenance and your storage of your instruments. To which opens us up a new avenue of service and sales: sterilization. I will be happy to go over the sterilization parameters. Sterilization parameters on these are just like any other instrument. There's some things you can do in sterilization, like ensuring your sterilizer is drying properly to make these instruments last a lot longer. They will rust. It takes a while because they're stainless steel, but they
Right.
will pit and rust. Any hints, anything I can give you guys to help you make a sale, or to help this tie back into a sterilizer repair even? It's all interdependent. We can get sterilizer repairs, sterilizer sales, and instrument sales. If you never sell one of these, which I doubt everybody sells them, purchase the case. Nothing looks more, you will look exponentially more professional if you walk in with that case, if you're even talking instruments. Okay? You can't sell a pig in a poke.
That's
So
good advice.
have the instrument case with you. Okay? Any questions, please call me. Buenos dias.